Are you over 60 and worried about losing your muscle strength? I'm here to tell you something that the mainstream nutrition experts never will. Sarcopenia, the slow, sneaky loss of muscle as we age, is now inevitable. In fact, the right breakfast can literally switch on your muscle building machinery in as little as 24 hours. Forget the sugary cereals, the toast, the oatmeal that dietitians keep pushing. Those foods don't protect you, they weaken you. Today, I'm going to share the exact breakfast that kills sarcopenia and helps you build strong, powerful legs even past 60. If you care about independence, strength, and living longer with vitality, you need to hear this. Sarcopenia after 60 isn't normal aging. It's preventable with the right nutrition. Too many people have been told that losing muscle as we grow older is just a natural and unavoidable part of the aging process. That belief has been repeated so many times that most men and women over 60 simply accept it as their fate. They see their legs getting weaker, their arms losing strength, and their endurance fading, and they assume it's just something that comes with the passing years. But the truth is, sarcopenia is not an inevitable curse of aging. It is a condition heavily influenced by lifestyle, especially diet. With the right nutrition, not only can muscle loss be slowed down, but strength and function can actually be regained even in later years. The human body was designed to thrive well into old age. Our ancestors, who didn't rely on processed grains or packaged food, often stayed strong and capable until the very end of life. What's different now is not our biology, it's what we put on our plate every morning, noon, and night. Modern diets, heavy in refined carbohydrates and low in protein, accelerate muscle breakdown and leave older adults more vulnerable to weakness, frailty, and loss of independence. When breakfast is built around bread, cereal, muffins, or oatmeal, the body is flooded with glucose but starved of the building blocks it truly needs: amino acids from protein-rich foods. The key to preventing sarcopenia lies in understanding the role of protein, and more specifically, the essential amino acids like leucine that directly trigger muscle protein synthesis. Even in someone over 60, the body still responds to these signals. Muscles can still grow, repair, and strengthen when they are given the right raw materials. It's not about eating more calories, it's about eating smarter. A breakfast of eggs, steak, or salmon provides those high-quality proteins in a way that plant foods or grains cannot match. Every bite delivers what your muscles crave, and the response can be seen and felt within days. What makes nutrition so powerful in this battle is that it directly combats the two major forces behind sarcopenia: inadequate protein intake and chronic inflammation. Older adults often eat less protein than they should, partly because appetite declines with age and partly because decades of bad dietary advice have scared them away from meat, eggs, and dairy. At the same time, processed foods high in sugar and industrial oils create a state of low-grade inflammation, which interferes with the body's ability to repair muscle tissue. By cutting out the foods that fuel inflammation and focusing on nutrient-dense animal proteins, the cycle can be reversed. Imagine waking up every day with stronger legs, more energy to walk, climb stairs, or play with your grandchildren. Imagine reducing the risk of falls, fractures, and hospital stays simply by changing what you eat. That's not a fantasy, it's the reality for those who choose to feed their bodies the way nature intended. Studies have shown that even people in their 70s and 80s can build new muscle tissue when they increase their protein intake and engage in resistance activity. The idea that you're too old to grow stronger is nothing but a myth. The most empowering part of this message is that you don't need a prescription, a supplement, or a complicated program to protect your muscle mass. You need food, real food that humans have thrived on for generations. Eggs, meat, fish, and dairy aren't just sources of protein. They are sources of life and longevity. Every meal is a chance to either fight sarcopenia or feed it. The choice lies in what you decide to put on your plate. If you are over 60, don't accept muscle loss as your destiny. With the right nutrition, you can prevent it, reverse it, and reclaim the strength that lets you live with independence and confidence. Sarcopenia is not normal aging. It is a condition fueled by poor choices, and the solution is already in your kitchen. Give your muscles the nourishment they deserve, and they will serve you well for decades to come. Breakfast foods like cereal, toast, and oatmeal speed up muscle loss instead of stopping it. For decades, people have been told that these are healthy starts to the day. Commercials show smiling families around the breakfast table with bowls of cereal, or doctors recommending oatmeal for heart health, or diet gurus praising whole grain toast. But the reality is that these foods are not protecting your health as you age. They are actually making the problem of muscle loss worse. Sarcopenia, the gradual wasting of muscle that accelerates after 60, thrives on a diet built around these starchy, low-protein foods. When you wake up in the morning, your body has gone several hours without food. It's primed to either build and repair or to continue breaking down muscle tissue for energy. What you choose to eat at breakfast tips the scale in one direction or the other. If your first meal is cereal, oatmeal, or toast, you are essentially giving your body a blast of sugar, even if it doesn't taste sweet. Grains, whether refined or whole, are broken down into glucose very quickly. spiking your blood sugar and your insulin. While insulin temporarily helps shuttle that sugar into your cells, it does nothing to provide the amino acids your muscles desperately need to repair and grow. In fact, constant glucose spikes worsen insulin resistance, which makes it even harder for muscles to get the fuel they need over time. Protein is what muscles crave in the morning, yet cereals, toast, and oatmeal are notoriously poor sources of it. A bowl of oatmeal may only have 4 or 5 grams of protein. Compare that to the 30 grams or more that most older adults require at a meal to trigger muscle protein synthesis. Eating that oatmeal may fill your stomach, but it leaves your muscles starving. Toast is no better. Even with peanut butter or jam on top, it's mostly carbs with very little usable protein. Breakfast cereal, no matter how much it's fortified with vitamins, is still a processed grain product that turns into sugar. None of these foods provide the leucine and other essential amino acids that actually turn on the body's muscle-building switch. The sad truth is that many people over 60 are following the very breakfast advice that is accelerating their decline. They believe they are eating light and healthy when they skip eggs or steak in favor of oatmeal or whole wheat toast. But this light breakfast is heavy in carbs and dangerously light in nutrition. Over time, this pattern contributes to steady muscle breakdown. The legs grow weaker, the grip softens, and everyday tasks become harder. The body may be getting calories, but it is not getting the building blocks for strength. On the other hand, when breakfast is built around protein, everything changes. A plate of eggs, a piece of salmon, or a cut of beef provides the high-quality protein that cereals and toast lack. These foods don't spike your blood sugar. Instead, they supply leucine and other amino acids that directly tell your muscles to grow and repair. The difference is not just theoretical. Older adults who switch to protein-rich breakfasts often notice improved energy, better balance, and even visible improvements in muscle tone within weeks. It's not magic, it's simply giving the body what it was designed to run on. Another problem with cereal, toast, and oatmeal is that they create cravings. Because they digest into sugar so quickly, your body responds with a crash a few hours later. That crash triggers hunger, often for more carbs. So not only do these foods fail to protect muscle, but they also keep you locked in a cycle of overeating and undernourishment. Over time, this leads not just to sarcopenia, but also to weight gain, insulin resistance, and metabolic disease. If you're over 60, every meal matters more than ever. You cannot afford to waste your first meal of the day on foods that work against you. Breakfast should not be about filling your stomach with sugar disguised as health food. It should be about fueling your muscles with what they truly need to stay strong. Cereal, toast, and oatmeal will not stop muscle loss. They speed it up. The solution is to flip the script and give your body the protein-rich foods that stop sarcopenia in its tracks. High-quality animal protein is the real medicine for muscle and strength. The pharmaceutical industry and much of modern medicine would like you to believe that the solution to weakness, frailty, and muscle loss comes in the form of a pill or a powder. But the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. Food is the most potent medicine you can give your body, especially when it comes to maintaining muscle mass after 60. Among all the foods available to us, high-quality animal protein stands head and shoulders above the rest. It contains the exact building blocks your muscles require to stay strong, resilient, and functional for decades. Protein is not just another macronutrient. It is the foundation of life itself. Your muscles, bones, organs, enzymes, and even hormones rely on protein. But not all proteins are created equal. The protein found in animal foods such as beef, chicken, eggs, pork, and fish is complete, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids in the right ratios for human health. Among these amino acids, leucine plays a special role. Leucine is like the ignition key that starts the engine of muscle growth. Without enough leucine, your muscles cannot turn on the switch for protein synthesis, no matter how many calories you eat. This is why animal protein is irreplaceable. It is naturally rich in leucine and other essential amino acids that plant foods simply cannot match in both quality and concentration. When you eat high-quality animal protein, you are delivering a dose of medicine to your muscles. Unlike a drug, this medicine has no harmful side effects when consumed as part of a balanced diet. Instead, it supports healing, repair, and growth. A single serving of steak, chicken thighs, or a few eggs can provide 25 to 40 grams of protein in one meal, enough to trigger the body's muscle-building response. Compare that to plant-based protein sources like beans or grains, where you would need to eat enormous portions, along with a large amount of carbohydrates, just to get a fraction of the protein and leucine. For older adults who already face decreased appetite and difficulty digesting large meals, relying on plants for protein makes it nearly impossible to meet their needs. Muscle is more than just strength. It is a metabolic organ that protects your health in countless ways. Strong muscles improve balance, prevent falls, support joint health, and help regulate blood sugar. They even play a role in keeping your brain sharp and your immune system strong. When you feed your body high-quality animal protein, You're not just maintaining muscle, you're protecting your independence, your vitality, and your longevity. It's like taking out insurance against frailty and weakness. And the best part is that this medicine is available in every grocery store and at every butcher counter. The myth that animal protein is harmful has robbed countless people of their health. We've been told that eggs are dangerous, that red meat will clog our arteries, and that plant-based alternatives are somehow superior. But those claims are built on weak science, misinterpreted data, and decades of anti-meat propaganda. When you look at human history, it's clear that our ancestors thrived on animal protein. They hunted, fished, and raised livestock because those foods provided the strength and stamina needed for survival. We are here today because they valued animal protein as the foundation of their diet. For someone over 60, eating enough protein is not optional, it is essential. With every passing decade, the body becomes less efficient at using the protein you eat. This means you need more, not less, to keep your muscles functioning. A protein-rich breakfast of eggs and sausage, a lunch with salmon or chicken, and a dinner with beef or lamb can easily provide the 90 to 120 grams many older adults need each day. This is not indulgence, it is medicine for your muscles and protection for your health. So when you think about preventing sarcopenia and regaining strength, don't look to the pharmacy. Look to your plate, the steak sizzling on the grill, the eggs frying in the pan, the salmon fillet on your plate. These are not just meals, they are medicine. High-quality animal protein is the real prescription for strength, independence, and vitality after 60. If you want to stay strong, mobile, and youthful in both body and spirit, make animal protein the cornerstone of your diet. Leucine-rich foods trigger muscle growth within 24 hours, even in older adults. For years, people have been told that once you hit 60, building muscle becomes impossible. They hear phrases like, "It's just aging," or "your body can't recover like it used to," and accept weakness as their fate. But science and real-world experience both prove otherwise. Muscle growth is not just for the young. Even someone in their 60s, 70s, or beyond can switch on their body's muscle-building machinery almost immediately when given the right stimulus. The secret is leucine, a powerful amino acid found in high-quality protein foods, especially animal sources. Leucine acts like a signal. Imagine your muscle tissue as a construction site. The workers and building materials might be there, but nothing happens until someone flips the switch and tells them to start building. That switch is leucine. Without it, the construction crew stands idle, and your muscles continue to break down instead of rebuilding. When leucine enters your bloodstream after a protein-rich meal, it tells your muscles it's time to grow, repair, and get stronger. And the effect is fast. Within hours of eating leucine-rich foods, muscle protein synthesis is activated, even in older adults whose bodies have become less efficient over time. The problem is that many people over 60 aren't eating nearly enough leucine to trigger this response. A small bowl of oatmeal, a slice of toast, or even a salad with a sprinkling of beans isn't going to cut it. Those foods are low in protein overall and especially low in leucine. It takes about 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine in a meal to properly flip the switch for muscle growth. To put that in perspective, you'd need to eat huge amounts of plant protein to reach that threshold, often with excessive calories and carbohydrates. But with animal protein, it's easy. A serving of steak, chicken, or eggs delivers a powerful dose of leucine in just one meal, without the blood sugar roller coaster or digestive burden of oversized portions. This is why animal protein is uniquely valuable for older adults. Foods like beef, pork, fish, dairy, and eggs aren't just sources of general nutrition, they are leucine-rich medicines for your muscles. Within 24 hours of consuming them, your body responds by turning on the very process that keeps you strong, mobile, and independent. That means you don't have to wait weeks or months to see results. The change begins almost immediately at the cellular level as your body shifts from muscle breakdown to muscle building. Over time, these small daily victories add up to visible improvements in strength, balance, and endurance. It's also important to understand that leucine doesn't work in isolation. It is most powerful when delivered in the context of complete proteins, where all the essential amino acids are present. This is why a leucine supplement powder will never measure up to eating real food. A steak or an omelette not only provides leucine, but also delivers all the supporting nutrients your body needs to use it effectively. Things like creatine, iron, vitamin B12, and healthy fats. Together, they create an environment where your body can build and sustain muscle, even when age is working against you. The idea that muscle growth is impossible after a certain age has discouraged too many people from even trying. They've been robbed of hope and misled into believing that weakness is inevitable. But the truth is empowering. The very next meal you eat can begin to reverse muscle loss. By choosing leucine-rich foods, you give your body the signal it's been waiting for. Within 24 hours, you can move from a state of decline to a state of growth. Think about the difference this can make in daily life. A stronger body means climbing stairs without fear, getting out of a chair with ease, and walking with confidence. It means fewer falls, fewer injuries, and more independence. And it all begins with something as simple as the food on your plate. Eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch, Salmon for dinner. These aren't just meals, they are tools to keep your body capable and resilient. No matter your age, your body is still listening. It still responds. All it needs is the right message. And leucine is that message. By making leucine-rich foods a priority, you can trigger muscle growth within a single day, proving once and for all that aging does not have to mean weakness. It can mean strength, vitality, and freedom if you give your body what it needs. Stronger legs mean more independence, balance, and protection against falls. For many people over 60, the biggest fear is not illness itself, but the loss of independence. The ability to walk, climb stairs, carry groceries, and simply move with confidence is what separates a vibrant, fulfilling life from one of frailty and dependence. At the center of this independence lies the strength of your legs. They are the foundation of your mobility, your balance, and your safety. When leg strength declines, everything else in life becomes harder. The good news is that this decline is not inevitable. With the right nutrition and activity, you can build stronger legs at any age, and in doing so, you preserve freedom, stability, and quality of life. Leg muscles, particularly the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves, are some of the largest muscles in the body. They are also the muscles most vulnerable to sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. When these muscles weaken, walking becomes slower, balance becomes shaky, and the risk of falling skyrockets. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury and hospitalization among older adults, and often, a single fall can start a downward spiral into disability. But when leg muscles are strong, they act like shock absorbers and stabilizers, keeping you steady on your feet and protecting you from injury. What many don't realize is how quickly leg strength can be rebuilt, even later in life. The key is feeding those muscles with the right building blocks, especially high-quality protein rich in leucine. Every time you choose a protein-dense meal, you give your body what it needs to repair and grow muscle tissue. Pair that with regular movement, simple things like walking, squatting, or climbing stairs, and your legs respond. Within weeks, tasks that once felt difficult, like rising from a chair or carrying groceries, can feel noticeably easier. The combination of nutrition and activity transforms not only your legs, but also your confidence in daily life. Stronger legs also mean better balance. Balance isn't just about the inner ear or coordination. It depends heavily on the strength of the muscles that stabilize your body. Weak legs make you wobble, strong legs keep you steady. When your quadriceps and glutes are firing properly, your steps are surer, your gait is smoother, and your chances of tripping or stumbling are far lower. This stability translates into peace of mind. Instead of avoiding stairs, uneven sidewalks, or even outings with friends, you can move freely without fear. Independence isn't just physical, it's mental, and strong legs give you both. The benefits extend beyond safety. Strong legs allow you to live fully. Want to travel, garden, hike, or play with grandchildren? All of it requires lower body strength. Even simple pleasures like walking through a park or standing in the kitchen to cook a meal depend on legs that can support you. Too many people trade these joys for a sedentary life because their legs feel weak, not realizing that the solution lies in what they eat and how they move. Every protein-rich meal and every step taken is an investment in keeping those pleasures alive. Another overlooked aspect is metabolic health. Leg muscles are huge reservoirs for glucose, and the stronger they are, the better they help regulate blood sugar. This means stronger legs don't just protect against falls, they protect against diabetes, insulin resistance, and the fatigue that comes with metabolic disease. In other words, when you build leg strength, you're not just preserving mobility, you're building a shield against chronic illness. The message is simple, but powerful strong legs equal independence. Weak legs equal dependence. The difference between the two is not determined by age alone, but by the choices you make daily. Protein-rich foods, consistent movement, and the refusal to accept frailty as normal aging are what keep your legs capable. It's not about chasing youth, it's about preserving freedom. So if you want to stay independent, if you want to protect yourself from the fear and danger of falling, focus on building your legs. Feed them with the right nutrients, challenge them with movement, and watch them repay you with stability, confidence, and vitality. Because in the end, stronger legs don't just carry your body, they carry your independence, your safety, and your ability to live life on your own terms.